it's definitely worthwhile. All right. So we're shifting away from people doing the searches to AI doing the search, and they're talking about this in terms of its personalized searching. So this is something now. Oh, I did want to say, I'm a little bit nervous about going into anything Google at the moment because Zoom seems to keep booting me out of my session. Okay. If that happens, don't go away. I will come back. I have logged the ticket with them, but they haven't come back to me yet. So yeah, just wanted to let you know, but this is the important bit because we're shifting away from the human doing the searches to AI doing the search. And it's a case of how does this affect us as marketers or people who are trying to, market our own business? How are we going to tackle that? First of all, we need to know what's going on. So let me come out of this and I'll see if I can go in there. A little bit nervous, but let's see if this will behave. Now, okay, this came out. Does anyone here know about Google Circle to Search? Could you just type in yes or no in the chat for me, please? Because no. Okay, this is big. Okay, no, yeah, great. You see, this is it's normally a no. I haven't yet met anyone who has known about it, and you are a unicorn if you do. So. And there's no worries about it because it's relatively recent, but it will become known. Don't worry about it. Okay, so effectively, what happens is, this came out. I think it was the end of February. I can't remember the exact date. Sorry, guys, but effectively, Google have started producing their own phones called Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro. They've cracked a deal with Samsung Galaxy S24. So I was sitting there thinking, okay, no problem, S24, that'll be released in like 6 months. I thought we were sweet. I thought we had a bit of time to prepare. This is all good. Anyway, not really. I was driving my son to school the next week, and I saw Samsung Galaxy was actually available in Queenstown for sale now. And I was like, oh, a little sooner than I anticipated. And this is the whole thing with AI. So effectively what's going to happen is, you hold this, if you've got one of these devices, you hold this home button down here, and effectively you can squiggle or circle. This isn't a video, guys. So it could be on, a platform, it could be on a website, any social platform, and you circle around whatever it is you want, and then it goes directly to the product that you're looking for. You could even do your variation on it. Like I could say, I want those glasses in blue. Where can I buy those in Queenstown? Okay. So an AI goes to do the search and finds specifically the product that you're looking for or as close to. Okay. Now, I think most of you will know the normal way of searching. Have I even done that? Okay. So our normal way of searching, as we know, is what we call, for those who aren't familiar, the blue links list, okay? So if you look down here, I think we're all familiar with that, right? We've got these, you type in your search engine, keywords, and it comes up with your list. Everybody's familiar with it, you've got your maps, etc., etc. So my question, this is where, now, if you can get this, where is that blue link list in this? There isn't one. And that's when my heart practically stopped. And I was like, okay, how are we? So I was like, this is crazy, right? We are cutting out the blue links when it comes to the video. All right. So now that means we've got to start optimizing in here, aren't we? And the thing here that I want you to point out as well, let me go to another example here. What it's telling us is that AI can read and it can see what's inside the videos. So it can see images, it can see the text. So in this instance, you circle the word, you don't know what it is, it goes directly to what the information is. So say, your product, they'll go, what is that? Will it bring up whatever you sell? If it's your accommodation or whatever it is, your activity or your business, if they circle whatever that is, if it's a little bit unusual, will it come to you? Okay. Right. Now you've got this other issue here as well where you can see images. So in this instance, it was saying like you could circle around this corn dog. Now, I was giving the example to my members like abalone power. So we have a lot of Chinese visitors who don't know what that is. So they could, for example, circle an abalone, and it would then go, I could go, what is this? In whatever language I want, in Chinese or whatever it is. Or maybe not so much Chinese, but anyway, that's a separate conversation. But effectively, whatever your native language is, ask what it is, and then go, do you know what? I want to try that. What restaurants in Queenstown can I have that dish at? And it should come up in this list if it's optimized. Okay? So it's a very different, whereas in the past, most of us here will know, most likely, that you would have had to do meta tags and you would have had to label it and do all sorts of things in order for that clip to be found. AI can see inside, and we've got to pull the information out. So it's big stuff happening. Very intelligent, but it throws the typical list straight out the door. The other thing I want to let you know about is we've got Google Maps. Can't really see, but effectively AI has been integrated into Google Maps. At first, I wasn't very particularly, overwhelmed. I was like, okay, it's not vastly different to what we have, but you can start doing intentional searches outside of just, I don't know, say it was kids' restaurants or something, I think, or kids' playgrounds, I think it came up with in the example. And it was like, okay, it's raining. What kids' activities are available in Queenstown that I can do? And it'll, if it's been optimized correctly, it will show all the different places that you could go. Another example I gave was, say, you've got a vintage theme, and you're going with a bunch of friends and you do a vinyl, you go to all your records, vinyls or whatever. It was talking about this example here. And then effectively what it then said was, now we've decided we've gone to all our vinyl stores, what retro restaurants are in the area? And it pops up with all the restaurants that have retrofits to fall in line with your theme for the day. So you couldn't do that on your original. Another massive thing for you guys that don't know, so Google Messenger, so effectively with instant messages, there's going to be a facility, same thing where you hold down the key. Now, I'll just give you an example. I had a friend who had her birthday, and she was coming out through from Tiana, and she said, let's book lunch. So imagine that I've got one of these, the Samsung with this facility on, and I've got Google Messenger, whatever. And effectively, what they're saying you can do or will be able to do is I could then list, we were suggesting Millbrook, Eburn, which is new, Moro, and Amersfield. My friends would have been able to hold that key down, highlight the text in the direct messenger, and go, right, what reviews, what menu do they have, etc., etc. And then they swipe, and then they'll be able to get the next restaurant. They can do the same, and it'll bring that information up. All very exciting. You will even be able to do a booking, they're saying, directly from within there. So in the instance of my one friend, she's got a lot of chili allergies. Here's where the personalization comes in. If we had this facility, she's got a severe chili allergy. We landed up going to Moro. She landed up with a plate of chips because everything had chili in. If we had realized before we had arrived there that Moro had that, then we would have chosen one of the others. And if that is if it's been optimized correctly to that degree of personalization, that then we would have been able to have booked somewhere else that goes, we've got 10 dishes that don't have chili in. And we definitely would have booked with them. So see how this personalization is going to be it's going to be really hard work for us as marketers to try and hone in on knowing our customers at such a granular level. Okay, so we're going to have to think outside the sphere with that. But the point here, once again, is there's no blue links list. There's none of this. Where was my list that I was saying? There's none of this. It's literally within direct messenger. It's gone. There is no blue links list. Okay, people are booking directly from within the apps. Okay, or wherever. Right. So now the other thing that I wanted to show you. Let me just see that I've covered that. Yeah. So we've covered all of that. Now we've also got the joy of these wearable devices. This is where Meta's trying to kick pants. So they're going the physical route. And of course, there's no blue links list or whatever that. I kind of personally, I don't know if I'd be up wearing the glasses. It's all a personal thing, but this is their latest that they came out with. Was it this week? Where there's going to be a camera inside the camera bud. But they've got an issue about people with long hair and how they're going to combat that. I wouldn't have thought it was such a big issue. Now, wearable devices like Humane's wearable pin. This got slammed in the reviews, and I did see something. I haven't had a chance to read it. I think they might be selling, but the point is that people are going to wearable devices. I know it's further down the line, but it is coming. I think our immediate concern will be around how we start optimizing for this. Now, this is Perplexity. Does anyone know about perplexity.ai? Because not everybody does. This is the one that Jeff Bezos and Shopify, Tobias, got involved in. And I just want to point out here, when you do a search, so there's no blue links at all. They don't exist. It's just straight up AI doing the search. So what it does is it seems to pick around 4 or 5 solutions. So the way that it would change is, for example, I would do a search and I'd say, I'm coming to Queenstown and I'm going to be there for a week in June. And I've got 2 kids, a husband. I want an apartment. I want it close to walking distance to the restaurants. I want it driving distance to the ski fields. And I want kids' activities. What are my options? So can you see how that has now changed? Where it's like talking to a travel agent. Can you give me all the answers? AI goes away and does all the searches, and it comes up with 3 or 4 of the sometimes 5. So this is my example here: Novotel, Crown Plaza, Holiday Inn. Now, my concern here is, if you're not one of the 4 or 5, what's going to happen? That's not good news. We don't have a list underneath it either, not with Perplexity. So that was something that we need to be really aware of in a big way. Okay, now Google did their big AI launch marketing live this last week as well, and they have now announced that AI overviews, just like what we just saw there with Perplexity.ai, they are now going to be doing AI overview, crazy, at the top of Google. So let me go here. I'm going to come back out. So you can go and check this out. This is, I can't, this is still in test. So I've actually added this. This is the actual AI overview. All right. Now, I can't pick at this moment for it to come up with what I want. So that's why we've got how do penguins stay warm. This was an example they gave that they gave me access to. So anyway, so we've got penguins have blah, blah, blah. Here's your AI overview at the top. This is prime real estate. This is where they normally put all their most costly ads. You pay through the nose to get at the top of Google, don't you? It is their prime real estate. If those who are not aware, this is called the top of the fold. You want to have whatever your core messages are, your core images are, whatever in your website, doesn't matter what it is, in the top of your fold. Now we've got Google putting their AI overview at the top of the page. So initially when I heard about it, I thought, well, maybe it'll only be very small, you know, just a small little bit of real estate to get us used to this. This is the size, and then you hit show more, which I'm not going to do because I don't want it to bomb. So I've done this already, hopefully you'll like. This is the show more button revealed, okay? This, I have to scroll down to start getting to the actual blue links list. So if you're at the bottom of this blue links list, you're going to be on the next page. All right. Now, my other issue that I had was where I was scratching my head was I know Google are driven by money. They made 74 billion last year in their paid ads. You cannot tell me that there's no way they're going to give away their prime real estate without finding a way to optimize it financially. So I was scratching my head around this with others, and originally they were looking at actually charging people to have this. But then there was the whole thing of, well, why would we use you if we could get it for free with Perplexity? That's going to drive people away, isn't it? Or they're going to go over to like being Copilot. So they bagged that idea. And we have just been told as of yesterday that they are going to do paid ads, and they're going to come up at the top of the AI overview and at the bottom of the AI overview. All right? Now, there's a few things I wanted to talk about with regards to that, because that was just the one thing. So this is massive, guys, because it's, if you, it was an interesting statement that they made. They said, yes, you will get more traffic if you're, you know, when you come up in the AI overview. And I was like, yeah, if you come up in the AI overview, what if you don't come up in the AI overview? Like, that's the problem. And there's so many people who could very well get affected by this. So this was something as well. This was the, let's go to, from my current slide here so you can see this better. Okay. So they effectively said, this was yesterday that that I got this news in, that effectively they're testing new ad formats to align with the AI overviews. So that's when I was like, aha, that's how they're going to get their money. They are going to do ads, which are now available for selected queries. They haven't specified which ones those are. So yeah, this was their statement. Let's say, friends, oh, this one was interesting. So how it's going to affect how paid ads are going to be working. This example that they gave was, say, for example, you are moving out of your property and you need to put your furniture in a short-term storage locker. You don't know, you know, the sizes. You don't know what's available. You'll be able to, for example, take photos of your furniture, upload it to the AI, and it will go and look and say, look, I'm looking for storage units for the next month or whatever it is. Give me an idea of what's available. The AI will size it for you. It will tell you what packing material you'll need. It will tell you what storage units are available in your area and what price. And at some point, you will be able to book it direct. That is, blow your socks off. Like, AI is doing the measuring. AI is doing the searching. You're not doing anything. You're just loading stuff up into it. So I think it's going to get to a point, effectively, where people they're training us. They're getting us used to using the AI overviews, aren't they? So while we've got the arrival of the generative AI overviews and search, they've recognized, because I've been harping on about this for months now. Those who know me know I've been going, we need to get onto this, guys, really rather sooner rather than later, because I see it like horses coming out of the gate when they're going for a big race. The first ones out of the gate, the ones that are further around the race course, the rest are just going to be doing catch up, aren't they? So if you're going to be one of those guys coming out first, you've got the chances, hopefully, of getting into those AI overviews before everybody else starts waking up. Okay? But these guys have social media today went, yep, they are going to be SEO impacts for sure. Okay? And I thought, well, I can't see how they can't be. So the other thing with those ads, I just want to let you know, they are going to be introducing, let me just come out of that. They are going to be introducing this thing called, they're introducing a new kind of ad, which is AI, I hope I got the name right, AI Shorts for Google. So they are going to be coming through the performance maps. So we need to get onto that. And it's going to be The same sort of, you know how I gave you the example of the storage unit? It'll pull information out of the ads as well as what the person's looking for, and give information and point them to various places as well. So what they're saying is it's AI video that you're going to be able to load up to Performance Max, all right? And they're going to be, I'm assuming, they haven't said this, but I'm assuming video and all that. You'll be able to do things like upload your images, your branding, your guidelines. It's amazing. And you can create all sorts, and it'll store your brand look and feel and imagery, and it'll create things around that. And next time you go in there, you'll remember that. Okay, which is great. So that's going to make our lives a bit easier there. But those AI video shorts, they hinted at, those are going to be one of the key things that you're going to see in the AI overview ad area. So I just thought I'd let you know. They're really pushing those Performance Max. I'm often getting calls saying, do you want to do more? I don't know if anyone else has got the same. Okay. So this is something, okay, this is, I call it Vickyism. Okay, my Victoriaism. So effectively, I'd like you to rank yourselves. I don't know what sort of business, and these people are well advanced, so some of you are probably way up in the triangle. But this is the importance of the optimization moving forward. There's a lot of small businesses in New Zealand who just don't even do SEO. You know, they're just kind of, they're in, dare I say, there's a lot of businesses where they can feed off the breadcrumbs of, just a bus is rocked up and they get out and they go to the restaurant because they, by virtue of the fact that they're probably the only one there or the only one open or whatever. Okay. But then you've got the next level up, which is the search engine optimization, which most of you will be familiar with. That's you being found on your research links, link list. And I've done these little levels in between. So level 2 is like some SEO, but not very much. Intermediate is, yeah, we do a bit, but I know we could actually do more, but it's not advanced. Guys, you're going to need to get seriously advanced, like seriously personalized with your SEO, because it does pull information from your links, from your SEO stuff. Okay, and you're just going to need to go hardcore with that. So that's one thing that I can suggest. Now, I've introduced this term called AIO. Now, it's not an official thing. It's not out there. It's just something that I've come up with because the AI needs optimization as well. And, if you start looking at those videos, it's like, how can we get it where the AI can recognize whatever it is that we want to be found for? So we've got to optimize that. We've got to start thinking outside the square of how we can do that. So where are you at? Are you a 5, 6, or 7? So my goal is to try and shift people up as much as possible, which I do with the AI Marketing Club. I'm going to be trying to find AI experts. It's a little tricky because this has only all come out since the beginning of the year. So, I'm on the hunt. If any of you happen to know anyone who'd like to be interviewed, I'm going to be starting to do podcasts that folks can listen to for my members and non-members. I'll be doing options as well. But we really need to kind of join hands here and help each other with this, because this baby is going to be big, and I suspect that this is going to start pushing all of this away. AI is going to be a very big part of our lives, and we need to cater for that, don't we? So, yeah, crazy stuff. Anyway, so this is where we're at as well with the AI Forum here in New Zealand. They're effectively saying that it's making a big difference. They're expecting that the New Zealand GDP will be up by 54 billion because of AI. It has the potential to do that. That 52% of them say that's already been a big game changer in their businesses and their organizations, which I was actually impressed with. That was actually higher than what I thought it would be. And we're just not as quick as, say, the States or whatever. And I do keep my eye on what's happening overseas, because obviously what happens over there eventually comes to us here. So it's just being aware of that. And then 36%, are talking about it at board level. Now, I've got to be honest, guys, I deal with the small, medium enterprise, so I couldn't comment on that. There's a lot of enterprise guys here. I don't know, but I'm assuming their stats there are right. the bit that interested me was that 44% considered education to be the key barrier. And that was where my AI marketing club comes in. Now, I just want